looking at problem 1, part E, section 7.2. So in this case, this is the one that's one of those ones that's just a little bit trickier than those other ones. Here, we're still going to let u be the thing that's, in this case, under the radical. Now, if I take the derivative of that du, well, derivative of x is just 1, so this just becomes dx over here. So du is simply dx, which is nice. That is just going to simply turn into du. Well, what about the x in the numerator? That's why this one becomes a little bit trickier, maybe. What do we do with that x up there? The way we deal with that is by solving this thing for x. So I'll get x is equal to u plus 1. So that tells me then that when I'm rewriting this integral in terms of u instead of x, the x up here became u plus 1. The x minus 1 under the radical became u, and then the dx simply turns into du. So I've got an integral only in terms of u now. How do I do this one? The best way to do this, I think, is to, first of all, split it up as, well, actually, first of all, let's write this so that it's fractional exponent on the radical. And then I can split this up as two different fractions, u over u to the 1/2 plus 1 over u to the 1/2. Okay, then I can use my laws of exponents. This is a first power, that's a 1/2 power. Remember, when you've got this situation, you subtract the exponent, so I get 1 minus 1/2, that's 1/2. The other term, there's just a 1 up there, so I can move that denominator term to the numerator, and doing so changes the sign of the exponent. So that's the integral I need to find now. Power rule on that, the first one I can raise that by 1 to get 3/2. Then I put the 2/3 in front of that for the power rule. Now for the second one, I'm going to leave a little room for the constant. I'm going to raise that by 1, so that'll be positive 1/2 power. And then I flip that over, that gives me a 2, and that's the number that goes in front. Okay? And then finally, just replace that with what it is. So I get 2/3. What was u? U was x minus 1, so x minus 1 to the 3/2 power, plus 2 times x minus 1 to the 1/2 power, plus our constant. And there we go.